She sat alone at the far end of the room, so quiet she might as well have been invisible. The chairs around her filled quickly as families, officials, and local donors took their places, voices overlapping in casual laughter and polite small talk. No one greeted her, no one asked her name. She wore a plain gray coat, slightly frayed at the cuffs, and sensible shoes that had seen too many winters. Her hands rested calmly in her lap, fingers folded with the practiced stillness of someone long used to waiting. To everyone else, she looked like another forgettable face, too old to matter, too modest to notice. The ceremony was meant to honor service, but it had become more of a spectacle. Cameras flashed, speeches were rehearsed and hollow. Young officers in crisp uniforms stood proudly with chests out, medals gleaming under the lights. A few whispered glances drifted toward the woman sitting alone, curiosity edged with dismissal. Someone leaned over and muttered, "Is she lost?" Another shrugged, "Probably here with someone important." No one imagined she might be important herself. She had almost not come. The invitation had arrived months earlier, typed and impersonal, addressed simply to her name, with no rank, no title. She nearly threw it away. But something in her, duty maybe, or habit, had compelled her to attend. She had shown up early, chosen the seat farthest from attention, and waited. That's what she had always done, waited while others took credit, waited while history moved on without her name. As the master of ceremonies approached the podium, the room quieted. Applause rippled politely as the program began. Awards were announced, plaques were handed out, smiles were exchanged for cameras. The woman clapped softly when appropriate, her applause slow and restrained. Her eyes never lingered on the stage. Instead, they drifted somewhere distant, as if the walls around her were thin and time itself could leak through. Then the doors at the back of the hall opened. At first, no one noticed, just another late arrival, but the shift came quickly, like a pressure change before a storm. Conversations stopped mid-sentence, heads turned, chairs scraped softly against the floor as people stood without realizing why. 4 stars gleamed on the shoulders of the man who entered, unmistakable even at a distance. A 4-star general, active duty, the highest rank most people would ever see in their lifetime. Whispers surged. "What's he doing here? Was this announced? Is someone in trouble?" The master of ceremonies froze, unsure whether to continue. The general did not look at the stage. He did not acknowledge the officials rushing toward him. His eyes scanned the room with purpose, passing over the decorated officers, the donors, the cameras, until they found her, the woman at the far end of the room. She felt it before she saw it, that familiar instinct that once kept her alive. She looked up just as the general stopped in front of her. The room held its breath. Slowly, deliberately, he straightened his posture. His heels came together with a sharp, unmistakable click. His hand rose to his brow in a perfect, formal salute. To her. Gasps rippled through the hall. A few people laughed nervously, assuming it was a mistake. But the general held the salute, unwavering, eyes filled with something no one expected: respect. Deep, unqualified respect. The woman blinked once, then rose from her chair. Her movements were slower now, but unmistakably precise. She returned the salute, just as crisply as she had decades earlier. Only then did the general lower his hand. "Ma'am," he said, his voice steady but thick with emotion, "it is an honor." The silence that followed was absolute. The master of ceremonies stammered, "General, is there something we—" "Yes," the general said, turning slightly but never fully taking his attention off her. "There is." He gestured gently toward the stage. "This ceremony has overlooked its most important guest." Murmurs exploded. Phones came out, cameras refocused. The woman looked uncomfortable now, as if she wished the floor might open beneath her. She had never liked attention. She had done her work in the dark, where recognition was a liability, not a reward. The general took the microphone. "Many of you don't know her name," he said. "That is by design. For years, her service was classified, her missions erased from records, her sacrifices absorbed quietly into victories credited to others." He paused. "But I know her. Every commander standing here today owes their career, perhaps their life, to decisions she made when no one else could." He told them then about a night operation that went catastrophically wrong, about intelligence only she had trusted when everyone else dismissed it, about a single call she made under fire that rerouted an entire battalion away from an ambush, about lives saved, wars shortened, disasters averted. He spoke of leadership without rank, courage without applause. The woman stood there, eyes lowered, hands clasped tightly as if holding herself together. "For decades," the general continued, "she was ignored by history. Today, that ends." He stepped aside and invited her to the stage. This time, when she walked forward, people parted for her instinctively. The same individuals who had ignored her earlier now stared in awe, shame flickering across some faces. She took the microphone briefly, her voice soft but clear. "I didn't serve for recognition. I served because someone had to, and because the people beside me mattered more than my name ever could." The room erupted in applause, real applause this time, sustained, standing. The general saluted her once more, joined by every officer in the room. She had been ignored by everyone until the one person who truly knew her worth walked in and reminded the world who she was. For more thrilling, emotional, and unforgettable stories, don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and share with friends.